Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson dealt a major blow at North Carolina, what it means for the future. The name Bill Belichick has long been synonymous with discipline, dominance, and dynastic success in American football. For more than 2 decades, he stood as the most powerful figure on the NFL sidelines, shaping a legacy few coaches in sports history can rival. Yet, as football history has repeatedly shown, even the most iconic figures eventually face moments of uncertainty. Recent developments tied to North Carolina have delivered what many insiders are calling a significant blow, not only to Bill Belichick's broader coaching ambitions but also to those closely associated with him, including Jordan Hudson, whose growing role behind the scenes has drawn increased attention. While details continue to emerge, the situation reflects a deeper story about legacy, transition, and the harsh realities of football at every level. The North Carolina connection, expectations versus reality. North Carolina has increasingly positioned itself as an ambitious football destination. Long known for basketball dominance, the university has spent recent years investing heavily in its football program, aiming to elevate its national profile. When rumors first circulated linking Bill Belichick's influence, or potential involvement, to North Carolina's football ecosystem, expectations skyrocketed. Whether through advisory roles, cultural influence, or indirect mentorship, the association alone carried enormous weight. However, football is not built on reputation alone. Behind closed doors, decision-makers must weigh long-term vision, recruiting realities, institutional fit, and public perception. It appears that at least one of these factors ultimately worked against the direction Belichick-aligned plans were heading. Who is Jordan Hudson, and why does she matter here? Jordan Hudson's name has increasingly surfaced in conversations surrounding Belichick's post-NFL chapter. While not a coach on the field, Hudson represents the modern support structure around elite sports figures, branding, logistics, communication, and strategic alignment. In today's football world, success extends far beyond X's and O's. Universities and organizations carefully evaluate the entire ecosystem surrounding a figure as powerful as Belichick. That includes media narratives, external relationships, and internal dynamics. Sources familiar with the situation suggest that this broader evaluation process played a role in North Carolina's final stance, leading to an outcome that fell short of expectations for all parties involved. Why this development is being called a blow? The word blow is not used lightly in sports reporting. It implies momentum interrupted, an opportunity stalled at a critical moment. For Bill Belichick, North Carolina represented a chance to reshape his legacy beyond the NFL. An opportunity to influence the next generation of football minds. A platform to demonstrate that elite leadership transcends professional boundaries. For Jordan Hudson, it symbolized validation of a growing role in high-level football operations, increased visibility within elite sports circles, strategic positioning for long-term influence. The setback, therefore, goes beyond a single decision. It reflects a pause, or possible redirection, in a carefully evolving narrative. College football's changing power structure. One of the most important contexts behind this development is the rapid transformation of college football itself. With name, image, likeness rules, transfer portals, and increased commercialization, college programs now operate more like professional franchises than ever before. Yet paradoxically, this evolution has made universities more cautious, not less. North Carolina, like many major programs, must balance tradition versus innovation, media exposure versus institutional control, star power versus long-term stability. Even a legend like Bill Belichick does not automatically check every box. The Belichick brand, strength or complication? There is no denying that Bill Belichick remains one of the most respected football minds alive. However, his brand carries complexities. A reputation for rigid control, limited tolerance for external interference, a system-first, personality-second philosophy. At the college level, where recruiting, alumni relations, and donor engagement matter as much as tactics, this approach can raise concerns. North Carolina's hesitation may signal not a rejection of Belichick's brilliance, but a recognition that fit matters as much as fame. What this means for Belichick's next chapter. At this stage of his career, Bill Belichick is no longer chasing accolades. Instead, he appears focused on influence, impact, and intellectual legacy. This setback at North Carolina does not close doors, but it does narrow options. Potential paths forward include advisory or consulting roles with professional teams, media and analytical platforms focused on football strategy, private mentorship and football education initiatives, selective involvement with programs aligned to his philosophy. The North Carolina situation may ultimately serve as a filter rather than a failure. Public reaction and industry response. Reaction across football circles has been mixed. Some analysts argue that North Carolina missed a rare opportunity to align with one of the greatest minds in sports history. Others believe the university made a pragmatic choice, prioritizing structural harmony over star power. Fans, meanwhile, remain divided, caught between reverence for Belichick's past and realism about modern football's demands. What is clear is that the story has reignited debate about how legends transition in a rapidly evolving sports landscape. Lessons from the setback. This moment offers broader lessons for football at every level. Legacy does not guarantee alignment. Modern football values adaptability as much as experience. Institutions increasingly prioritize ecosystem fit over name recognition. Support networks matter more than ever. For Belichick and Hudson, the challenge now is recalibration, not retreat. Is this the end or a redirection? History suggests that Bill Belichick thrives when underestimated. Many of his greatest achievements came after doubt, criticism, or perceived decline. The North Carolina setback may simply represent another pivot point, a moment that reshapes plans but does not diminish purpose. For Jordan Hudson, the experience adds credibility rather than cost. Being part of high-stakes discussions at this level is itself a form of progression. Final thoughts. The reported blow at North Carolina is not a collapse, it is a complication. In the world of elite football, complications are inevitable, especially for figures attempting to bridge eras, systems, and cultures. Bill Belichick's story is far from finished. If anything, this moment reinforces a central truth about the sport he mastered for decades. Football never stands still, and neither do those who truly understand it. Whether the next chapter unfolds in college football, the professional ranks, or an entirely new arena, one thing remains certain: the influence of Bill Belichick, with or without North Carolina, will continue to shape the game for years to come.